And welcome back to the 21st Underwater Hockey World Championships. The game getting set to be underway here shortly between the New Zealand Women's Elite and Canada Women's Elite. We're temporarily having some technical difficulties with our center court camera, so we may not have that one available for the first little bit. We're working on that. Just want to let everybody know as we speak here. Introducing the teams coming up here shortly from New Zealand, and I apologize in advance if I destroy any names here, but it's number 2, Leah Chamberlain-Gunn, number 3, Hannah Kerwood, number 4, Georgia Child, number 5, Eloise Sharp, number 6, Mariette Bavilar, number 7, Emma Ray, number 8, Josie Hunt, number 9, Claire George, number 10, Rebecca Dean, number 11, I'm not sure if it's Zoe Houston or Zoe Houston, and number 12, Olivia Coulter, and number 13, Charlotte O'Connor for New Zealand. And introducing from Canada, number 2, the speedy Liz Johnson, number 3, the ever-famous Alex Gerbin, number 4, Alita Cricken, and number 5, Ellen Oliver, number 6, Captain Emily Dressel, number 7, Kathy Pearson, number 9, All-Star Melanie Johnson, appearing in her 12th World Championships, number 10, Michelle Rivers, number 11, Laura Munoz-Bena, number 12, Dominique Adams, number 13, Adamina Cardin, and number 15, the sweetheart of the team, Valerie Robert. So those are your 2 lineups. They'll be coming up shortly. So stand by as we get ready to go. Again, we still do not have our center court camera, so we're just going to keep it on the overhead view for now, and we'll keep you posted as soon as we can get that live. Right now, both teams are off to a fast start. Both teams are looking to take the early lead here. New Zealand getting the puck, driving to the outside wall at center court. Now Canada picking the puck up, trying to push it back towards New Zealand. They're going back and forth at the center court right now along the sub-side wall. New Zealand making a little bit of a push here, trying to get into Canada's zone. Canada capitalized, coming back now, making a charge towards New Zealand's end. As they continue to push, New Zealand starting to backtrack a little bit now over towards the New Zealand substitution bench as they get some fresh subs into the water. Both teams diving along the sub-side wall. Referee is signaling an advantage. We may have a fault coming up here shortly. We'll keep an eye on that. And again, they continue to work the play. New Zealand starting to work it out now. Canada holding tight on the defense on the short wall. They get it back out to middle court, and it looks like a referee is now making a call. It's going to be a stick infringement against New Zealand, and so it will be Canada with the first advantage of the match. So we'll see if Canada can make use of this first advantage play as they set up. Canada goes ahead and takes the advantage puck. Both teams, everybody down. Canada trying to get the pop through. It looks like they are forced to the outside. Referee signaling another fault right away. And it's going to be against New Zealand once more. It's a gloving call against New Zealand. And so we go back to Canada's advantage once more. As we get towards our corner cam, hopefully we'll be able to shift to that. If we get close towards the goal, we'll keep you posted. All right, Canada making a push now towards New Zealand's goal. Here they're coming in off the short wall, trying to drive in towards the corner. There's our corner view now. Canada pushing, New Zealand hold them out to the corner. Both teams going back and forth here. And today we have Canada in black, New Zealand in white. Apologies, this is down in Canada's end. New Zealand making the push on Canada's goal right now. Canada holding them off to the corner. Being patient, trying to work things out now. As Canada does, they get it out of the corner, out towards their sub wall now. Canada now slowly coming out, trying to make the push up the middle. They get it back out to center court. continuing to drive. New Zealand now backtracking as they get some fresh subs into the water. Canada continuing to push here. Both teams holding firm now at center court. New Zealand picking it up again and now making the charge back towards Canada's end. Canada hustling hard on the surface. Here they come towards the goal. New Zealand with a big push. And it's a goal by New Zealand with a quick, speedy break there coming in. Looks like that was number 7. Number 7, Emma Ray, the captain, speedy captain Emma Ray, charging in for the goal. And that will be 1-0 for New Zealand. So a great start to this elite women's match here this morning, and we'll see if Canada can shake that one off and bring things back to even as we get set to start the next play. Still lots of time left in this game. And there's the face-off again. New Zealand gets the puck and again starts to drive back towards Canada's end. Canada shuttling them out towards the side wall in front of their sub bench right now. Holding them there once more. New Zealand continuing to press. Canada now starting to backtrack. They corral them over into the corner. New Zealand trying to swing it off the wall and come out to the middle. And they do. They're coming across the middle. Canada down, holding them. And they do a good job. Just trying to push him out. New Zealand still pressing. They've got numbers down on the goal trough trying to put it in, and it looks like that's going to be another goal for New Zealand. And it is, yes, it's confirmed goal. This time a number 12, Olivia Coulter, scoring for New Zealand, and a great job by New Zealand as they jumped straight in there, created some holes in Canada's back line, and managed to pop it through. So 2-0 in the first half for New Zealand. Canada now tried to shake this off as we get started once more. Both teams all down on the face-off. Canada had a penalty that time as well, so they were defending 6-on-5. Canada now back at full strength. Referee signaling a fault again. It's going to be advantage this time for Canada. Stick infringement against New Zealand. And so Canada will be very thankful for that advantage as New Zealand was pressing hard in their zone. Canada coming out now with the puck, trying to work things out. They end up going over towards their sub wall. New Zealand holding them firm there, not letting Canada get out towards center court. Canada trying to be patient, get some fresh subs in here. New Zealand picks it off and starts to swing around, coming across the middle. Canada diving now. Here comes New Zealand with another charge, pushing up the middle. Canada trying to hold them to the outside. They're patient as a little dangerous territory there, coming across the 5-meter line out front of Canada's goal. New Zealand still not giving up. There's a big flick in. Here comes New Zealand with a push, and there's the shot. And it looks like that's going to be another goal by New Zealand. And yes, referees confirm it is a goal. Looks like it may have been number 11, Zoe Houston, scoring for New Zealand. And they are now up 3-0 in the first half. So Canada will now take a timeout just to settle things down. Coach Marie-Renee Blanchette from Quebec City gonna bring her team together, have a quick chat with them, and get them back on their game plan. They've had a few good friendly matches during the week against various teams here, as we normally do at the World Championships during the first few days of preparation. And New Zealand, they did play, I believe, during one of those prep matches. So she'll try and get her team settled down, get them refocused here again. And we'll see if they can get things moving again here as we continue in this first half, with New Zealand up 3-0 right now. New Zealand, very experienced team who has been to these World Championships many times, have won a number of medals. Canada as well has won silver in 2000, 2002, and 2006 historically as well. So both these teams have some good history behind them. And the play is now resumed. Both teams back out at the middle. Fault being called on the play. And this time it's going to be a stick infringement against Canada at about 6 meters out from their goal. So New Zealand's going to be in a very good position here to try and make a quick drive. Canada's setting up. And they're down. Here comes New Zealand with the start of the play. They're going to make the flick in. They try to get her in. Looks like Canada's trying to hold the middle there. Good job by Canada. New Zealand not giving up, though, pressing hard on the corner, and it looks like that may have popped in as well. Referees are signaling for a goal. It looks like it is. And it's number 5, Eloise Sharp, scoring for New Zealand. And that brings them to 4-0. So Canada having a tough go of things in the first part of the match. And they are going to see if they can hold things together here in the first half and have a good chat at the halftime. A little strategy change possibly during the halftime as they will chat with the coach. Here we go again, resuming the play. Both teams back out at center court with the face-off. Now New Zealand continue to drive, presses over to Canada's side again, over in front of the Canada sub-bench. Canada dropping down again, trying to get it back out. Now Canada starts a good drive out. They get it back out. New Zealand cuts them off and hurdles them across over to the far side. New Zealand now pressing on the far side wall. Canada puts them over into the corner. Down on the defense here, as you can see on our corner cam here. Holding them tight there. New Zealand just continuing to hold Canada in their end. Good use of the pool space and the time for them as they have a comfortable lead right now, 4-0. Canada will just take their time and try to work things out slowly. No need to push a play that does not make sense, but New Zealand makes a great charge out of the corner and charges the goal once more. And that is a goal by number 11, I believe it was, Zoe Houston again. And a 5-0 lead now over Canada in the first half. We've got just a few minutes left to go here in the first half. I want to shout out to all the viewers watching right now. I think we have a little over 200 plus viewers on our feed. So welcome from wherever you are in the world. I know a number of the Kiwis will be watching for sure because it is close to their local time, a little later in Canada for sure. And welcome to everybody from across Canada tuning in as well, or wherever you are around the world. All right, we're going to set up again. Looks like we've got an advantage puck here for Canada now, starting out near their sub-bench as they go to try and push things forward. New Zealand just cutting them off again, holding them there at that center court. Another fault being signaled by the referee. And it's going to be a stick infringement against New Zealand once more. Canada makes a bunch of quick subs here, gets set for the advantage puck again. And here goes Canada trying to get things moving here late in the first half. Canada's down, trying to make the push. New Zealand holds them there. Referee signaling an advantage play at the moment. We'll see how that plays out, and there's the call. Referee's pulling them up now for it. It's going to be against New Zealand for an illegal knockdown. So Canada will get the advantage again coming out of their end. Canada now getting ready to get started on the advantage puck. Referee's hands are up, bodies are down, and here we go. Canada tries to get the pass through. New Zealand looks to cut that off as they push it out to the far referee side wall. Canada just holding them out on the outside wall now. New Zealand pressing them against the corner. And another call over in the corner by the referee. It's a gloving call. And it's going to be against New Zealand. So again, Canada will get an advantage and be happy about that coming out of their end defensively here. And a timeout is now being called by New Zealand. So we'll take 1 minute here just to let them chat with their teams. Just a little strategy session for New Zealand on how to finish off this first half. And also give them just a little bit of a breather here as they are well in control at the moment of this game. Canada, a lot of experience and a lot of history on this team. This team has been, the core portion of this team has been training together pretty much since pre-COVID. A lot of the core girls were together on the last Worlds team that are on this current team here. We have a few newer members to the team for this round. But again, they've been working, training hard all the way through COVID. Even during the lockdown, they would get together in open areas in the parks and such to do land training wherever they could. So a lot of dedication from these girls. And they put a lot of expectations on themselves. So we'll see how things go for the tournament. They're not worried about this first game. They restarted the play. Fault on both sides, equal pucks. So we'll get an equal puck now at the 5 and 2 here. And the referees are just getting set. And there we go, signals to start. Both teams are down. And Canada still trying to hold them out in the corner. New Zealand trying to pop it off the wall. As they get it to move across, there's the flick in, Canada down. And they do a good job defensively trying to hold it. Oh, a good attack up the middle there. New Zealand pressing on the corner. Here they're trying again. They cycle back, drop it to the back. Who's charging in on the corner? Canada down in numbers, trying to pull it across. And New Zealand, there's a big flick in right on the corner of the trough, or in the middle of the trough. And it looks like New Zealand may have put that one in. We've got no goal called. There was a free arm on the play by New Zealand. And so they will pull that one back. And Canada will be very pleased with that call as we just get set to finish the first half here shortly. Canada will get one last advantage puck, I believe, as time will run down here. We're just under, I believe, a minute left. A little hard to see the clock from where I am on the screen. Canada trying to just hold them still out in that corner. New Zealand trying to press again. Canada just cycling a corner, trying to run down the clock late in this first half here. Again, we've still got some challenges with our Court 2 center camera that they are working on currently. And another fault called. And it looks like it's an obstruction call, a 2-minute penalty now against Canada late in the first half. That's going to be a bit of a challenge for them as they go into the second half. New Zealand with one last chance here by the looks of things. And that's halftime. So Canada taking the late 2-minute penalty for obstruction, and New Zealand up 5-0 in the first half. Both teams going to meet and have a chat about second half strategies here. Canada down, but not out, as they say. And stay tuned with us live here from the 21st Underwater Hockey Championships. Again, we'd like to thank our local hosts as well, the Australian Underwater Federation, Queensland Underwater Hockey, and everybody tuning in, supporting all the local teams here. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with you. All right, welcome back to the Women's Elite match here between New Zealand and Canada. New Zealand in white, Canada in black. If you're just tuning in to join us here, it's 5-0 in the first half. New Zealand under good control in the first half. As we get started, there's the initial call for the face-off. Both teams jumping out to center court. New Zealand, we'll see if they can continue to maintain their lead here or if Canada is regrouped and refocused here. New Zealand immediately pushing down now into Canada's end once more on the far side, and they make a big push, and it looks like that may have been a goal quickly for New Zealand, and yes, it is. So a little breakdown in the play there. We missed the number on that one, but again, a score for New Zealand, and they are up 6-0 in this first match between the two. As they say, this is the initial round robin matches, and nothing seems to matter until they get to the finals. So this will be a good learning experience for Canada. And here we go on the face-off again. Both teams out to center court. Canada now pushing out to the far side wall. New Zealand continuing to press again. They pick up the puck and drive right back into Canada's zone. Here they come again. And a quick breakdown on Canada's part as New Zealand easily squeezed through there. I believe that may have been number 8, Josie Hunt, on that play. And number 7, so Canada having a small breakdown here in their defensive strategy early in the second half. And we'll see if they can get things sorted out once more here. There's the face-off once more as we get out to center court. Both teams pushing again on the puck. New Zealand picking it up. Again, driving into Canada's zone. This time they choose the opposite side. Canada shuts them down over there. And they get out towards the sub-benches, and a call is made by the referee. A foul here. Looks to be a stick infringement against New Zealand. And so that will be an advantage for Canada now, coming out of their end. We'll see if they can make use of that. As they get things started, here we go. And immediately the referee is signaling an advantage. It could have been a false start on New Zealand. We'll see. And they're pulling the play up now. Oh, no, it was just a illegal knockdown signaled by the referee, but against New Zealand. So again, Canada will get the advantage puck. And now we are starting to get into New Zealand's zone. Canada trying to make a good push here. Here comes the initial attack. New Zealand holding them, but Canada does manage to get the puck back again, it looks like, and are pushing now across to the far side of the pool. New Zealand not letting them come through the middle. Canada being held to the outside wall. Canada now having to backtrack as they lose possession. New Zealand again with the push once more. Strong Kiwi team right from the outset of this game here. As they go straight in towards Canada's net, right across the front. Here comes the big flick in, and that will be another goal for New Zealand. And that is goal by, I believe, number 8 once more, Josie Hunt. And 8-0 for New Zealand. So New Zealand continuing their dominance of this first match between the two teams and setting the tempo early for the tournament as they look to be a very strong contender early in the event. So here we go again, face off center court. New Zealand picking the puck up again, driving back towards Canada's sub bench. Canada getting some fresh people in as they make the subs, being driven right back into the corner in their end. New Zealand trying to press again, Canada holding them on the corner there. And a good punch out there by Dom Adams as she holds the line. They work it out back towards the sub wall. New Zealand not letting Canada get out of their zone as they continue to try and make a press through. But Canada holding them up. Referee signaling an advantage. Looks like they've worked that off, though, as New Zealand will swim the puck across the center now. Canada cuts that off and tries to shuttle them back out towards the side wall. Here's New Zealand again with the press. Good read by the weak side back on Canada to stop that one. And they shove it back out to the side wall. Both teams now holding tight at Canada's sub-bench area. New Zealand not having to worry about pressing too hard at the moment with a 8-0 lead. The moment Canada trying to get it back out and gain some ground here. New Zealand not letting Canada out of their zone as they continue to defend. Now Canada finally gets a bit of a push out, and they're going up through now up to center court. They make a bit of a drive now. New Zealand getting some fresh bodies in as Canada makes a good drive down the side wall. And they get held up there by New Zealand. Canada continues to drive. Here comes Canada now into New Zealand zone, trying to make it down towards the corner. And New Zealand seems to stop that and cut it back out around the 5-meter line. And now New Zealand working it back out again. And another speedy break now by New Zealand going down the far side of the pool. Canada backtracking, trying to get to him. Here comes New Zealand charging in towards the center of the goal as we see him coming in here. Canada down in numbers. The puck just gets flicked wide to the outside. New Zealand not giving up, though. They're down. And a good defensive play there by Canada to get it out to the far wall with a close call once again. Both teams now scrum along the far wall. New Zealand trying to pull it off, cycle it back around to the center. Canada trying to just hold it to the outside wall. And they do, and they get it back out to about 5 or 6 meters out from the back wall. And the referee signaling a call again. We'll see what the call is here. He was playing the advantage. It was a gloving call against Canada, so it'll be New Zealand's advantage around the 5-meter line, 5-2. And New Zealand will get to take advantage of this, but they're going to call a quick timeout. They want to have a quick strategy session on how to attack Canada with this advantage puck play. Canada works quite a bit on these advantage pucks back at home. It's one they like to work on, especially because there are so many of them in a lot of our matches throughout the tournament. And it's one of the most common ones we see, so we can never practice too many of those, it seems. We're still getting some work done on our underwater Court 2 camera. They are making some progress on it, but it's not going to be available, it doesn't look like, for the match. So we'll just continue to bring you what we can from the remaining cameras and from our surface camera. And apologies for that, but we will have everything sorted out a little later today. And hopefully things will be better for you if you're watching another match on this Court 2 camera. All right, the play is resumed. New Zealand trying to make the push now in from the 5-meter line. Canada holding him to the outside wall. And New Zealand trying to swing it across out to the middle again, but can't quite get it there yet. And the referee signaling another foul down near the corner. It's going to be a caution for stick infringement against number 12, I believe, on Canada. And that will be Dominic Adams. Advantage for New Zealand. So Dom's going to have to watch out for that. Moving forward, and here we go. New Zealand grabbing the puck. Everybody down on this play. Only one New Zealand defender in the backfield hanging tight on the surface. Canada works it out again to the corner, holds them there. Not allowing New Zealand off the wall as they've been working well, attacking the middle of the pool here. Both teams cycling in the corner. Here comes New Zealand trying to make a push out of the corner. Canada defends it. The flick across. Big charge on the goal by New Zealand. Referee's down to take a look. Canada trying to hold it out of the corner of the trough there. All bodies down. They make the initial stop, it looks like. Still pressing hard on the corner, and it looks like that may have gotten popped in. Referees come to the surface. They're signaling a goal by the looks of things, and it is. It's another New Zealand goal by number 11, I believe that was, Zoe Houston. So great job again by New Zealand. Up now 9-0 in the second half. I believe there's about 5 or 6 minutes left here to play in this match, so not letting their foot off the gas. Canada will take another timeout here in the second half and have a chat once more. Pretty evenly scored here by New Zealand. I believe it was 5 or 6 goals in the first half, and continued with a couple of early ones here in the second half. So they've really set the pace and set the tone here on how they want to play throughout this tournament. They're coming hard right out of the gate, and we'll see if they can continue that with their upcoming matches next. There's a lot of teams here in this women's division. I believe it was 12 or 13 teams altogether, so quite a few matches left for them to play as they go through the round robin. And also there will be, of course, the once we get into the finals, everything starts to get a little bit more tense then, as the matches mean that much more. All right, here we go again with the face-off. Both teams back out at center court as they drive it over towards the short wall here, the substitution side wall. Still maintaining at center court, both teams fighting for the puck. New Zealand now starting to make a little bit of a challenge. Canada getting some fresh subs in. New Zealand still pushing along that wall, trying to pull it off there. Canada doing their best to try and hold them out as they get them down now towards the 4 or 5 meter area, just coming into our corner camera view. And they're holding them tight there. New Zealand trying to get it off the wall again to cycle back out towards the middle. Canada not letting him do so. A referee is calling for an advantage. He's seen something. We'll see if he pulls it up or lets them continue. Nope, Canada now driving back out. And they're driving now towards New Zealand's end, but they get stopped around the 6 meter area of New Zealand's court position. And now Canada making a drive towards the goal as you see him coming in towards the corner on New Zealand's end. That was a good push by Canada getting it down here. And the referee signals a foul. It's going to be an obstruction call against New Zealand this time. So Canada will get an advantage play here deep in New Zealand's zone from the 5 and 2 roughly. We'll see if they can take advantage of this. And here comes Canada on the advantage strike. Teams are down. They were waiting on some subs that came in a little bit late there from Canada. New Zealand intercepts that and pushes it right back out again. Canada loses the advantage opportunity there as New Zealand now driving right back up to the middle court. And they continue to go. And so we continue to go back and forth now across Canada's zone, back in the corner now. Canada trying to hold them off here. As New Zealand continuing to press now in Canada's zone. Canada pushes them back out towards their sub wall. And now, once again, Canada scrambling in front of their sub bench here as New Zealand is not letting up and applying pressure. New Zealand now coming across the middle, trying to make the charge now as they make the big flick in. Canada trying to get down and hold the goal out, but they do manage to get possession of it and work to the outside, but the referee has signaled a foul. And that's going to be, I believe, against Canada. Yes, it is against Canada. So New Zealand will now go with a strike advantage play here. We'll see if they shoot it in quickly. They make the shot. Canada jumps out nicely, makes the flick out. Good job on the protection there. Oh, that was a shot right up into the arm of the Canadian defender. That one's going to hurt later on. Here comes the play around. New Zealand trying to get out. Oh, New Zealand pushing hard right on the corner, and that looks like that may have been in. Nope, they are calling for a foul against New Zealand on that one, so no goal. And it'll be Canada's advantage as the referee goes and sets up the puck on the 5-meter line. We've got just a couple of minutes left, I believe, in the game, where we now get into stop time on any foul in the last 2 minutes of the game. And so now Canada takes the advantage. They work it back out towards center court. New Zealand shutting them down there. They scrum both around the short side wall here. Neither team getting the advantage here. They're just holding it tight at center court. Now New Zealand getting a push, trying to make it back into Canada's zone. And they do, driving here, right out, cutting through the middle. It's a good job by New Zealand, but Canada managed to get some bodies down. Oh, and a good pick by New Zealand. New Zealand curling nicely and trying to do a drop pass. Canada reads that well and picks up the puck and shoves it to the outside once more. A little dangerous territory there for Canada as New Zealand was charging hard on the goal. Now both teams again cycling out near Canada's sub bench along the wall, but New Zealand pressing towards the corner. Canada trying to defend it. They're doing a good job here holding them tight on that wall, not allowing New Zealand to come out. I believe that was Emily Dressel holding tight there in the corner, just making sure things don't pop through nice and easily there for New Zealand. And now they're trying to cut across again, going across the middle. Here comes New Zealand. They're charging on the goal. We got defenders down by Canada, but New Zealand pressing. It looks like that may have been in. Referee signal a goal, and it is. I believe that was number 4, Georgia Child, on that one. And so New Zealand once again with a late score in the second half here. Looks like that will pretty much wrap up the game now with just a few seconds left in the game. And that will be 10-0 now. They'll finish the final play of the game, I believe, here shortly. And that is time. So what a great match, starting match for New Zealand here. The New Zealand Women's Elite taking this one handily, 10-0 against Canada. Not the way Canada wanted to start, but hopefully they will go back and have a good chat and get some things sorted out. Thanks very much for tuning in with us. Stay tuned for more upcoming games shortly here on the 21st Underwater Hockey World Championships.